Welcome to the Frog Splash Podcast. Once again, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas. We are
Darrell, Jesse,
Adam,
Alex,
and we got a great show for you today. We're already on a roll. It feels like we were just talking to the WWE Universe, talking to each other every day. We have another pay-per-view coming up, and it's one of my favorites. No Mercy. It's been a while. It's been a while since we got to see one of these, or even play the video game. If you followed us from way back in the day, Goldberg style, where he was on the cover of that No Mercy for N64. With that being said, we've got a lot of content. Before we get to it, I do want to give a shout out to our video winner of last pay-per-view, Mr. Vaughn Stevens of Houston, Texas. You are going to be receiving Drax Edition number 1. So get ready for my phone call, text message, because I know who you are. And later on, we will have another question for No Mercy. This time, you're definitely going to want to answer, because this prize, if you keep up in social media like I do, you'll know that we've redesigned, revented this particular other YouTuber, is what I'm going to call him now. So starting things off, we'll go with the Jack Swagger, Mr. We the People, versus Baron Corbin in the kickoff match. Now this didn't really have a lot to start off with. From Tuesday night, they started off with a backstage segment, getting each other's face. They come out. They end up wrestling later on towards the 8 o'clock hour, the second hour of the show. And you have two big guys. You have an All-American wrestler, Jack Swagger from Oklahoma, Norman. And then you have Mr. Can't Hack It in the NFL, Baron Corbin himself. And these guys are pretty damn big. Yeah. When they bear hug each other, it looks like two bears in that ring.
They're pretty huge.
Right?
Yeah.
I liked when they did the face-off in the backstage. That was really cool. I was like, wow, they are like just as big as each other.
Yeah.
Huge.
So,
and Jack Swagger doesn't have a dumb haircut anymore.
You've got,
Or at least it doesn't look dumb on him anymore.
Yeah.
You've got Jack Swagger being the first person to jump brands, trying to reinvent himself, but we have the same thing, the We the People, the same moves. To me, he should have rebranded everything completely. Look, attire. He could have gone jeans, boots, t-shirt, and just been a complete ass kicker, and I think that's what we really, really needed. My wife and I were watching this match last night, and she couldn't tell who the heel was. So that tells me we're not doing a good job in the creative world of developing Jack Swagger to get away from anything he's had in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he's in desperate need of a rebrand, because I've always seen him as a Kurt Angle 2.0, quite honestly. I mean, he uses the ankle lock, he wears a singlet.
Ankle lock was looking good when you put it in.
I mean, it's still a great submission, but I've always just seen him as a Kurt Angle knockoff. WWE's answer to having Kurt Angle in TNA, perhaps. So he desperately needs to be rebranded ASAP.
Do they just, like, that shirt, I know that there are people that we hang out with that have that shirt, that love that shirt.
Because it's like $5.
But does it still...
Clearance.
Does it still sell, and is that why they potentially kept it? Or they just didn't think of, like, really rebranding him? Because they should. If the shirt doesn't sell anymore, like, yeah, at a time it was cool, but at this time, he's way past that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when Cena has had different shirts every 2 months, 2-3 months, granted, he's the top guy, but Jack Swagger, I think, deserves some rebranding, some new attire.
You don't see any more Dean Ambrose DAs anymore. You see the Asylum, and then they change it to another one after that.
I love my Dean Ambrose shirt. Yeah. But true. Got to rebrand.
The only thing I don't like about this match on from Tuesday, which was last night, is the ending. So once Jack Swagger has the ankle lock in, we have Baron Corbin reaching for the ropes, and the ref calls 1, 2, 3. He calls a tap submission.
Yeah.
We don't need that if you're trying to be face. We don't need that there. Unless we got an angle of a dirty official.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Mr. Corbin takes it at his anger out on the official afterwards, which he did not do.
Right.
He stamped and cried and grabbed the rope, and it looked real weak for him. It didn't look heelish at all. If anything, you needed Baron Corbin to get that dirty win there going into No Mercy, because Sunday we will have No Mercy.
Based upon Baron Corbin's past, I was expecting for him to attack Jack Swagger after the loss, because it's happened before where he gets a loss and he gets very livid and he takes it out on someone.
Yeah.
So,
but he didn't.
Yeah, it made the ref look foolish, made it look unprofessional. I liked the ending, but now that you're like bringing it up again, I'm like, dang, it actually makes the ref look real bad.
And it
like,
made me feel sorry
for
for Baron. I was like, he was wronged. He was cheated.
Yeah.
So is he the heel?
Yes, he's still the heel. He's got all the tats.
People boo him. He is the heel.
Long greasy hair. He's still the heel.
Boring.
And he is boring.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone could bring it out right now, it's Swagger, who's got a lot of veteranness. He is an ECW former heavyweight champion. He's a world heavyweight champion, a U.S. title. Jack Swagger has a pretty darn good resume.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got the size and probably matching strength. I think these two could have a longer feud, and I'm actually excited to see just Baron Corbin not be boring. And I think we have that opportunity here.
I hope so.
Going deep diving a little more, I think another reason why this pairing might be good is, from my observations with Baron Corbin, his timing needs work. And most wrestlers with long legs, most superstars like the Charlottes, the Alicia Foxes, when you have those long legs, your timing is different than the shorter ones from hitting the ropes. So I think he's going to be able to observe Jack Swagger's timing and be able to get from that. Because even things like when Jack Swagger runs from one end of the ring, jumps over you, and does his Swagger bomb, it takes timing to make sure you get those steps correct in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that counter, when he was countered on that Swagger bomb into the ankle lock, was real smooth from Swagger's end, but you could tell that it's finesse, it's timing.
Yeah.
And to Darrell's point, it's going to have to take some practice.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a good point for the universe to just go, hey, we need more time. We need to invest more time in Corbin's storylines and his wrestling.
I think
so.
Gone are the days of the end of days and just, 30-second matches. That was NXT. We're past that.
Yeah.
Well, they tried it. They tried it when he first came over.
The jobbers.
Yeah, they did. And
Oh.
very much so.
Very much.
I need more from him. I think he's got great potential, but what we've seen from his debut in the main roster has not impressed me enough to say, okay, this guy's a star.
There's a reason why they brought him out.
He won the Andre. What has he done since then?
Exactly. They still keep saying
They keep
that,
mentioning
like when
it.
they introduce him.
He still comes out with the trophy ringside.
Yeah. Irrelevant.
So in this match, I'm gonna take Swagger. Anyone else on board? The Jack Swag train. You guys are going with the Lone Wolf?
I'm going with the Lone Shark.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I hope that it's not the case, but I see this being another squash match for Corbin. Like he's gonna take out Jack Swagger, unless they plan on actually going somewhere with Jack Swagger. But to me, it just sounds like they're burying him again on a different brand. But we'll see.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I'm going Rubber Band. I'm going Lone Wolf takes this one after taking the loss on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's what.
So
actually
I'm the
makes
lone
me
man.
think. Yeah.
In this.
Correct.
Oh, it feels weird. And maybe I'm doing this pure emotionally, like just full of emotions because I
I
just
think with
don't
what
like
you
him.
talked about though as well with him being a veteran, like this should be something where Corbin can learn, but at the same point, if they don't, then Corbin's just gonna win.
On the card for our second match is going to be Nikki Bella versus Carmella, the Queen of Staten Island. Jesse, how excited are you for this match?
I'm pretty excited. There's actually been good build for this match.
Yeah,
Despite the fact that it's not the women's title match, which I'm also excited for.
Yeah, there you too.
Yeah, we've gotten good build, and they've been building on this match since before the women's title match at the last pay-per-view. So I'm excited. I think I'm excited to finally see what Nikki Bella can bring to the table in the ring since she's returned, because her matches have been short, or she hasn't really participated too much. She was in a tag match yesterday with Becky Lynch, but I think seeing her...
Who won that match?
It was Alexa Bliss
Won,
over the women's champ.
Who got pinned?
Becky Lynch. Yep. So, I mean, I think it's going to be redemption for Nikki Bella is how I think the story's going to play out. So I'm curious to see what they bring to the table. I think they're both incredibly talented. Nikki Bella has definitely stepped up her game since being the longest reigning Divas champion in history. Mm-hmm. So we shall see, but I'm excited for it. What do y'all think?
From my perspective, I see a Bella win, because you have to have the heel win in this to keep it going. Because although the feud just one-on-one won't continue, from here, going forward, they'll always talk about it again. Oh, that time whenever Nikki beat up on the newbie. Now Carmella is now the veteran. Like, later on, those storylines can build again. So I would say Nikki's going to win this one. I think it's going to be a nice showcase. I hope they give them the time that they need, because I think this could be a really good match.
Counterpoint Darrell. I can see it on
He's
your
got
face.
the smile.
So to clarify, Nikki wins because she's the heel.
Oh, I always just think she's heel. Sorry. I don't even know if she's heel or not right now. Sorry.
In my personal opinion, she's not heel right now.
Okay.
Carmella's the one that attacked her
Carmella is
on
the
live,
heel.
on
Right.
SmackDown Live, or on Talking Smack.
But it was Carmella and Becky together in the tag match, and as we know, wait,
No, it's Carmella and Nikki.
It was Nikki.
Oh my gosh,
Your brother's going to have a field day with
he's
this. You
gonna
should know
hate it
this
so
stuff.
much.
Which is why I'm saying that's why we have Becky with Nikki, because we got two good faces.
Yeah.
And where Nikki can be a heel, twin magic,
Yeah.
things that she's done to keep that title going.
Right.
I think right now,
Yeah, you're
Carmella has to be the bad person because she has to showcase herself more.
Yeah.
It's too easy for her to get over off of her looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't want that. Triple H said that.
Right.
There is a reason why she's not on Raw. There's a reason why she stayed in NXT while the big boys came up first.
Yeah.
And that is because we need to see her by herself.
Yeah.
And what better match could this be than Nikki Bella and Carmella? Because Carmella is not going to be stiff enough to hurt Nikki, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And Nikki has to change her style, because this
Yeah.
is not the Divas division anymore. This is
Yeah.
the women's division. And if her name wants to still be relevant, she's got to change her style.
Absolutely.
Completely.
Absolutely. Yeah, adding on to Carmella, they've done that. Like, we love Carmella, but the things we've seen that she no longer does, because creative has said, hey, coming out and saying, let's just put that aside, because that links you back to Enzo and Cass, and you were too much of a face back then. Oh, by the way, we're going to have you be a heel, because you know what? Enzo and Cass never did the heel thing too much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's coming, but for her, she is creating her brand, and that's what I love about this.
I still wish they would let her come out with the mic. She doesn't necessarily have to say that she's, what does she say, the Queen of Staten Island?
Yeah.
And this chick.
Yeah.
And NXT.
She could still say that and be heel-ish when she does that. So I was kind of bummed that they took that away from her, or maybe it was her choice to no longer do that. But
It'll come back.
Yeah, she's building herself up as a solid heel,
Yeah.
and potentially, if she gets the win over Nikki, potentially the next contender for whoever wins the women's championship match.
So does she get the win over Nikki?
I'm rooting for Nikki Bella, but I think that Carmella may heel herself a win.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Whoever's the heel
like it.
wins.
I like
Although
it.
I'm out of this
I say that
conversation
because of-
I'm no good at
I say
this.
this because when we talk about the women's championship match later, I have certain expectations, and I think one conclusion has to differ from the other. As
That's
far
where
as,
I'm at with
yeah.
that. Same.
I'm
Yeah.
going to weigh in, and I'm speaking to the universe, but also Daniel Bryan, general manager of SmackDown. You may have heard of him.
Congratulations on the baby.
Hey, that's right.
2017 is gonna be a big year.
I think Carmella gets the win. Daniel Bryan addressed something to the universe about her not wanting to get wins and being more focused on just beating up Nikki Bella versus beating Nikki Bella.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she heard Daniel Bryan. And I hope she listens. And I hope she hears that she doesn't think you can get the win. I think she can get the win.
She already has. She's beaten her before.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the other path again on this one. Because now that you're mentioning that, she disqualifies herself. The win doesn't matter, right? It's the beating up of the Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll take that path that she DQs herself either through count out or illegal something or holds a count longer. Something. Oh, brass knuckles? That would be the dope. Like, you want to be a heel?
Yeah.
Get it in your spandex tights and get them brass knuckles. Oh, how good would that be?
Brawler.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ric Flair style. Woo!
Hey,
Just put them right back
No
in.
snitches. No snitches.
Yeah, I will take the opposite road on this, and the only reason why is because I want to be wrong. I got almost everything right on the card last month. This time I'm choosing all emotional stuff, and we're not going to go right there.
So we're not going to that one.
I'm not going to jump right into the women's championship match right now because I want to give it a little bit more of a shake-up. I think that it's important and they won't have it back to back either. If they do, that's a terrible mistake. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Heath Slater, the one-man band.
I got kids.
He got kids. You seen the shirt? It's on the ring mats. They have it out there. Yeah, it's like it says "I got kids" on the ring
white
mats.
and blue.
Renee Young was wearing this shirt, and of course, don't forget Mr. Gore himself, Rhino.
Vote for Rhino.
Gore for Rhino.
Yep.
And then we have the street hustle of the Usos. I like their new look.
The heel Usos.
Oh, I like it because finally, we have the Usos getting boos that they really deserve because they are super heels.
Yeah.
We had Jey Uso last night on SmackDown Live lose in a very quick match against Jason Jordan. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, they attack Chad Gable.
Yep.
And then they attack Jason Jordan.
Yep.
And that is the heel stuff. That's the stuff that Corbin should be doing.
Yeah.
You want to go over heel style? That's what you need to be doing. Take them back in the ring. Do a couple of leg drops, elbow drops, right on the knees. Build that story. Mm-hmm. And here we have it. We've got Heath Slater and Rhino coming down to save. Oh, whoever thought that in this universe, in these 12 podcast episodes before, that we would be cheering for Heath Slater and Rhino as the heroes of the tag team division. Not me, not I.
Would have never.
There you go.
I did it.
Darrell?
If I had kids, and as many as Heath Slater, I'd be running down the ring to save anybody. The more camera time I have, the more I'm getting paid.
Yep.
True that.
Rhino needs exposure because he's got an election coming up.
Don't laugh. I'm so voting for him. I'm a fly out
Detroit?
and vote in Detroit. I don't even live there.
Now, the Urban Usos, as Ronaldo referred to them as.
Herb Usos.
The Urban Usos.
Oh, it's better than my street Usos.
They are super heel. I mean, they are picking up on that Roman Reigns, Nia Jax,
Yeah.
Samoan heel 2016.
Oh, that would be so great.
It makes sense. Like, creative, it's easy. Hey, the Samoans, they're all going heel right now. They're going to roughshod anyone in their path.
I like it.
Yeah.
Will we get Daddy Rikishi? Because he's already publicly out tweeting for this heel push.
Yeah.
And what better way if you want to make SmackDown Live even better than Raw? And I think they're doing better telling stories right now and showcasing
When
some
they're
wrestlers.
telling the good stories, they're telling them better.
It's great.
Yeah.
Get Rikishi in here as their manager.
Do we get a stink face?
Oh, man.
Oh my god, I would be so happy.
Oh, man. They denied him at WrestleMania.
It is.
We saw him.
We
He was there.
drove past him.
Oh yeah, we did.
Come meet Rikishi. We're gonna keep this guy. No offense, we had tickets.
We had to get there.
Anything you'd like to add, Alex?
I'm totally down with the Uso craziness that is them being heel, but I think they're here right now. Even though they're heel, they're here to continue to push the others. I think Heath Slater and Rhino, ride it out as long as you can. People are loving it. People are loving what they're giving us, and I'm totally fine with it. I like Rhino in this state. Didn't like him whenever it was TLC matches.
Yeah.
But now I do like Rhino because he's not against the Hardy Boys.
Unless the momentum, continues, I think their title run could potentially be short unless the audience stays behind them.
Yes.
Because they're really over right now.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to be like a Tyson Kidd Cesaro tag team where they were over at first and then they sort of just
They have to
fizzled.
continue to have good matches, though.
Yeah.
If this is a boring match, and then we start hearing less cheers, and then the next match they have isn't against, someone that's great. I know they shouldn't be doing face versus face, Gable and Jordan.
Yeah.
But if the next match isn't any better than the Uso one, those cheers will go into boos or just
boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
CM Punk chants, and then there you have to take it off of them.
Yeah.
You've sold enough I Got Kids shirts, and it's time. Time is done.
Easy money.
So I would like it to continue. If they have a good match, that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see a good match.
Who's taking the Street Usos?
I'm taking the Street Usos on this match for the mere fact...
With the title win? Or just a win based on,
Could they DQ?
Because they are so heel, I don't think they'll get the titles, but I think they will get a win.
No.
If I were the Usos, I would have not liked being disturbed on SmackDown while I'm trying to take out American Alpha. So I may try to take y'all out or get this. Yeah, I don't think the titles change hands.
The storyline we have here is going to build a 3-team,
There you go.
probably a 6-man tag team match in the next couple of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I would, because that's how you do it. If you're going to have American Alpha versus the 1-man Rhino, along with the Usos, you have to do it in a 6-man tag team, or throw a 4th and make it 8. And throw Ascension in there or the boring villains.
Long Vision. That was one of the matches on SmackDown. You had Ascension coming and checking out.
Yeah.
So
they're wearing face paint, so they're a completely different team.
I do believe that's probably what's going to end up happening. The Usos know their place right now. Be heel, ride the heel out. We don't really need them as champs. People are still cheering for them right now. Heck, they could probably even win Tag Team of the Year again. But don't tell Xavier Woods that, because he won't like that. So I will take the opposite. I will go with 1-man Rhino on this one.
Heath and Rhino.
Heath and Rhino.
Split 3-1 again. That's a
Red.
theme for tonight.
Yeah.
So this next one.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
This next one should. My heart's telling me that we're all going to go 4 here. We'll see. The SmackDown Women's Championship with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss.
My girl Becky, I love her so much.
What you got for me, Jesse?
Sparkle.
Oh my God. Well, first and foremost, I'm glad that they're giving Alexa Bliss, an opportunity to shine. Pun intended, I guess. She's actually really, really good in the ring. I didn't really pay much attention to her in NXT, but seeing her be a really fantastic heel on SmackDown, I'm very impressed with her. Of course, I want my girl Becky to win because I don't want Becky's title run to be short, but I like that they're giving Alexa Bliss an opportunity here. But overall, I think we're going to see some serious last kicking. We're going to see some straight fire, and my girl Becky's going to come out with the win.
Armbar?
The disarmer?
Yeah, you can get it?
Oh, yeah, totes. Yeah.
So I will tell you, I did watch a lot of NXT during the time that she was leaving Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake. And during that time, it was Bayley, and it was Carmella, and it was Alexa Bliss. Yes, you did have Nia Jax thrown in there, and at the end of it, you had Asuka as well. But those three, yes, Bayley being at the forefront of it, but they were giving title matches to people like Carmella and to Alexa Bliss, and there was a reason for it, because she was getting better, and I don't think enough people were actually seeing that. Mm-hmm. And whenever she did get pulled to SmackDown Live, even myself, I was like, wow, I'm surprised with them bringing her up so early. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Asuka's gonna be the face that runs the place in NXT until
For a while.
your Peyton
Yeah.
Royces and your
Billy
Billy
Kays.
Kays and your Ember Moons start to really get over. Then she
Right.
can come up. But Alexa Bliss wouldn't have been a part of that. She's already too good to not be the champ, but she really isn't good enough to be the champ either in either brand. But that's fine because she's still getting better.
Yeah.
And her mic work is great. She's a
It
great heel.
is.
It's her working
And-
on her in-ring
Yeah.
that is what she's still working on. And everyone can get better.
What's that finisher called, though? Is it like her moonsault off the top rope?
The Sparkle Splash?
Yes.
So they changed to
was
the
close.
Nightmare on Elm Street or something? I don't know.
Yeah, now it's something else.
All I know is
If she just comes out in her Harley Quinn attire,
I love the Harley
She's
Quinn.
got me.
I love the
Now,
Harley Quinn.
by all means, I'm Team Becky Lynch here, but Steampunk versus Harley Quinn, like how can
you not?
How can you not?
Yeah.
I will take Becky Lynch in this one as well, but I do think Alexa Bliss has a lot to offer us.
Yeah.
And you're 100% right. Like, there's a reason why Blake and Murphy are no longer a tag team and are not on the main roster. Because we saw potential in Alexa Bliss, and she did really well in the 6-pack match. Agreed?
Agreed. Yeah.
Her last performance on the tag team match last night, I thought went really well.
Yeah.
She went
And
over
she got the pin.
on the women's champ.
Yeah.
This has some great potential. I can't wait to see a little female staple with her and Carmella. They're gonna kick it off somehow and be a duo to be messed with here, probably within the next fiscal year.
No, she
Yes,
almost has to be like with guys because she's got that fire in her that's like
right.
she's a mean girl.
Yeah, you'll have Carmella, the pretty one, and Alexa Bliss, the mean one.
That could be. I'd
Fire,
like to see
fire
her,
and ice.
I'd like to
Yeah.
see her with
Ooh.
a guy.
Look at that. You go
that would be
creative.
Back to the blue tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
Oh, I've got Becky Lynch all day for this.
B.O.?
I got Becky Lynch merely because Alexa Bliss has no merchandise.
Sure.
Ooh.
Oh, I want them to start selling one of those things.
So
Yeah, the crystal.
I mean, it is
Thing.
Halloween time. You need to
Yeah.
have that.
I'd buy it. I'm the only one who'd buy it.
No,
It's out of us, yes. You are.
I wouldn't buy it.
But other people would
Look,
also.
WWE has tons of my money. If you look at all the merchandise that we have here, all the stuff that I bought, like I got tons of stuff that we don't even have here. My wife won't even let me bring it anymore. It just has to stay in its storage unit. Speaking of storage units, we'll move on to the Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, the face of fear.
It's fear.
Interesting enough, this has history. This isn't the first time that they've feuded, but it is the first time that Bray doesn't have his family with him.
Correct.
He's doing this solo. And we start off last night with SmackDown Live with a cane match and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt counts himself out to go chasing after. Why? You're Bray Wyatt. You find people. You don't need to chase after them. But whatever reason, he gets caught and he gets locked into a storage unit, which is the back of a truck. It was pretty clear that's what that was. In the dock. And then you go back and forth. We got a couple different segments. Randy Orton finds it again after he locks him in there. Bray's gone. Bray's calling for Abigail. Oh, Sister Abigail, you have joined me once again. It was great. I loved it. Bray Wyatt's work here is just, it's what the Taker used to do.
It's fantastic.
It's what Mankind used to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's what Kane used to do.
Yeah.
Where you're getting into people's minds. You're
Yeah.
playing off of their fears.
He's
Win,
that-
lose, or draw. Because he's lost a lot in the
Yeah.
last 2 years. Injury, right? A roadblock. He didn't even wrestle. He just stayed on the entrance and Luke Harper wrestled.
Yeah.
And he didn't even really wrestle last night either. So, Randy Orton just got, he wasn't even medically cleared last time from all the suplexes, and I'm sure the giant elbow spike to the head. Who needs this win more?
That's a tough one. I think they both need a win here, but I don't know. I'm stumped with this one.
I love how we had this match on the last pay-per-view, and we were like, this is what's going to happen, then this person deserves it more, and now we're like, they draw the last one because they both needed it, so now they have to actually pick something.
Throw.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just going to jump in before you guys.
Do it.
Luke Harper is either medically cleared or almost medically cleared. We are going to finish the match, but it's going to be a distraction from the family and reuniting. So with that, we can also have Randy Orton become part of their team by being brainwashed because they're all there and he has all the powers that he needs. Because we saw that without all of them, he can be dumbstruck and be put into a cell for an hour.
So weeks ago, Bray Wyatt disowns Eric Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise. Luke Harper comes back.
Yeah.
I could see that
And
happening.
he brings Eric back with him.
Or maybe we finally see the debut of Sister Abigail.
Oh, that was my follow-up question.
That's what I'd like to see.
Possible. But we've seen the disowning of Rowan before.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it before already.
We've seen the disownment of Luke Harper.
We've seen it. So what are we not going to see? We're not going to see Braun Strowman.
Correct.
100% because he's doing his own thing
He's
right
not even a part of
now.
it, man. He shaved his head on the sides. He's not even a part of that.
He looks like Ogre.
And he's
from
talking
Revenge
a lot.
of the Nerds.
He's talking a lot.
A little too much. Eating too much popcorn.
I'm
A
just
little too much.
That's all right. There's
over
nothing
him.
wrong with that.
Over him.
But
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we have, if not the face, maybe we have lights come out, things, and it's a girl, and she's got
Hoodie.
the hood on and the mask, and then shakes the mask, and it's another mask, right? It's the black and white mask. It's the black and white
Sting with
sheep,
another sting
Oh
underneath.
my
right?
God.
It's the black sheep and the white sheep split down the middle under the druid mask, and she reveals her face only to Randy Orton, and then he gets pinned. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
That'd be cool.
Bray Wyatt wins.
So I would love
Clean.
it if it were
Clean.
a former WWE women's superstar.
Victoria.
Rumor has it
Lita.
that Mickie James was returning to the WWE.
Yeah, she country, so she could definitely be
So,
with Bray Wyatt.
You're gonna
Yeah.
put her on the same promotion as Nikki and John Cena, knowing their
background.
exquisite
You're right.
past?
It's far fetched and it's out there, but
Eva Marie with her black hair.
please don't.
I don't think she's gonna come back. Side note: I don't think she's coming back.
Her Snapchat doesn't make it seem like she's coming back.
Her Snapchat does not show me workouts. Does not show any of that. I see her fashion line.
That NEM fashion shout out, I guess.
Don't shout that. I'll cut that out.
Yeah,
Just bleep it.
But yeah.
Back on track here. But
yeah.
your vote is Mickie James. Like if you had to throw it out there, you possible.
Well, and you said it. Victoria was also rumored to be part of that stable if it happened. So I'd be happy with either one.
You know who it could be? Because she is built like Beth Phoenix style Caitlyn.
Oh yeah,
It could be Caitlyn.
It
She
could.
was
Oh,
at a couple of
wow.
pay-per-views before
Yeah.
before Mania. I don't think it was Roadblock. It might have been the one in February. But she was there on the panel in the pre-show before we got this Lita every time. And I'm digging that.
Always.
You dig it?
I love me.
It could be Caitlyn because she's got
And
the
she
muscles.
retired pretty young. She left
She did.
after a short tenure with the company. She was a 2-time Divas champion, but yeah, it could
Divas?
be Caitlyn.
What's that?
Well, that's what the championship was called at the time.
No, you know.
No, but Mickie James would be my number one. She's amazing. If you need to YouTube that tornado DDT that she does, do it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm still taking Bray Wyatt in this one. I will not change my mind. I'm pretty stubborn right now.
I've got Bray Wyatt on this as well.
Go and face it here. Bray Wyatt.
You gonna do the 3-1?
I'm gonna go Randy Orton.
A 3-1, a Randy Orton. 2 matches left on the card, and I will tell you, I'm
Two of the best.
so
storylines.
excited about
A
this.
level storylines.
And since we're talking about AE storylines, we'll talk about
A-listers?
A-listers.
Oh,
The Miz
Spend too much
versus
time
Dolph Ziggler for the IC belt. The Miz has had it since Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
After WrestleMania.
He's already shot some movies, like took some time off, was still wrestling, Had some pretty good wins, some dirty wins, some clean wins.
To be expected.
Some great mic work against Bryan Danielson on Talking Smack, which is still phenomenal. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch that because you want to see emotions. You want to see a man cry with pride. Let Mike the Miz do it because he will show you. Last night, 2 members of the Spirit Squad came to confront Dolph Ziggler. Talk about they used OVW. I heard it. They mentioned it.
I love when he said
They mentioned it.
Oh, you
Darrell,
went back
shout
to
out.
OVW? Oh,
Right?
So good.
Correct. And we did this flash forward. Your career is over. This and that. And then they beat up Dolph Ziggler. Miz escapes. Doesn't get touched at all.
Yep.
No time.
It was a great retreat though because he kind of fell out back through the second rope there, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
If Ziggler loses, he will retire. This is a retirement match.
Career on the line.
What I don't understand is why is it not a Hell in a Cell match? Oh wait, that's next one.
That's next.
I take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna cut that?
No,
No.
I mess up too. It's okay.
What I don't understand is why this match was not an I Quit match.
That would be interesting,
If
actually.
it's
I
called
like
No
that.
Mercy, I Quit.
We don't
There's
have one I quit match in here.
one I Quit match.
You're right. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this.
Did we not predict that Ziggler could potentially be retiring?
We
what,
did.
2 podcasts
We
ago?
talked about
We
that
did.
for sure. And that's what, I mean, when we talked about it, we were all cool with it.
Yeah.
100%. I'm still cool with it now.
We said
Yeah.
commentary, right?
We all said that. We
Yeah.
all agreed on commentary. He's A+.
Yeah. And I was looking up a little bit of Dolph Ziggler-esque information on Wikipedia. 36 years old, leaving young, but still having the face that can do the commentating.
Yeah.
I think he still has a lot of potential in that sector for sure.
If he replaces Otunga, I'll be super happy.
That would be awesome.
He won't, but that'd be really cool.
Yes.
What we really need him right now is in an NXT.
Correct.
If you had him, pull Corey Graves out. You're doing too much. Stick with what you know.
Correct.
With Phil Phillips, those two.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool because
It
you
would
really
be.
need a
Yeah.
veteran wrestler.
Yeah.
Not a guy who hurt himself after his NXT championship match. But you have a veteran wrestler who's 36 years old. Phil Phillips, who can still play that lovable face.
Play-by-play.
That play-by-play. And then
Yeah.
you have got color all by Zig.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought they did a great job on the mockumentary, though. I loved that. That was
Documentary.
Yeah.
A tier.
Yeah. It was.
My thing, whenever the Spirit Squad did beat him up, I felt like they had a reason. Like WWE creative were like, oh yeah, like The Miz paid them to beat him up because when he does get out of the ring, he's like, yeah, keep going,
Yep.
do it harder. But it didn't 100% come off as that. Like for
Yeah.
you, even you didn't get it 100%.
No, I didn't even see that.
So that part is why I was like, oh man, that sucks that they're doing that, but I understand why. But I had to come up to that realization a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I was forcing it, whereas other people might have not even realized why. They're like, why are they beating him up?
See-
Like, I don't understand.
Coming from the Attitude Era, I got it because it felt a lot like Rock. This is your life,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mankind, this is your, or Mick Foley, this is your life.
Yeah.
So it felt real familiar. I liked it. It was a great segment.
Yeah.
I loved
Good.
the
It was-
documentary.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the Spirit Squad because I remember back when they were part of the main roster, they were repeatedly and constantly main eventing Monday Night Raw. I mean, they
With
were
DX.
Yeah, I mean they were. It was the Spirit Squad versus DX.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I would have loved just to see an attempt by Kenny Dykstra to do that beautiful leg drop off the top rope. But you know,
We got what we got.
we got what we got. Ziggler still ended up. He came out on top because he super kicked both of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was cool to
He
see
was
those
super
two.
kicking his past away
Yeah.
and showcasing his future.
There you go.
He's lost all year. He's going to lose this one. And I'm okay with it. Completely.
I say he wins.
One more
One more?
One more
run.
fifth
One more
title
run.
run for Icy.
Darrell.
I say he loses.
I say he wins, actually.
There we go.
Oh, rubber.
2-2.
So, follow-up question for you two then.
Yeah.
If he wins, does the belt change? Or does he win by The Miz got caught, DQ?
I kind of...
Because he can still, he can win, right? And he won't have to retire.
It's going to be such a cheap finish, though, if that's what happens. But
Breeze.
WWE is not below doing that.
No, they're not.
Correct. And I thought about that
Twin
last
magic.
night, that
Yeah.
would happen. I don't want them to do that because you know that if that happens, then Daniel Bryan will come down and say, reset the match, get a real finish, and then he'll win the belt. I'd rather it just be the belt changes.
One and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be one and done.
So that goes back to, I guess, Daniel Bryan talking about, here's
Coward?
here's what I don't like. I don't like that, and if you are Dolph Ziggler, you're already thinking, if I lose, you've got all these other things lined up. It could be that. It could be that they give...
I could see them, the company, as a thank you for him being such a hard worker. Hey, we're going to give you one last run with the belt.
Yeah.
You may not be the main event guy, but you're a solid upper.
But The Miz
upper
is
mid-card.
so good right now.
I admit, I've never been much of a fan of The Miz. He's
I'm
really
still not, but he's good.
impressed me with that promo on Talking Smack, and that really got him over for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would love for Ziggler to get one last run at having a title run. So we'll see what happens. I think it could go
rubber
either
band.
way. I was really on the fence for both of them, but
Just rubber band that match.
Yeah.
So if Ziggler does win through DQ and Daniel Bryan comes down and The Miz still wins, I think eventually The Miz wins this match. Regardless if we have a DQ to begin with.
Yeah.
And if anything comes of that, they're probably going to send her back to the old drawing board.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say before we move on to the next match, this being a SmackDown pay-per-view, I'm more excited for this pay-per-view than I was the previous Raw pay-per-view.
This is good.
This is a good card.
Like we
Yeah.
said, when it's good, it's really good.
It is, and it reminds me back, because I started watching wrestling back in the early 2000s, 2001, when Brock Lesnar had debuted, and that's when SmackDown was the better show, and I think we could be seeing that again, because at the time, even though Monday Night Raw was the A show, SmackDown consistently had better stories, better matches, so I think we're seeing that again. And I don't think it's a coincidence, because I think Vince is saying, okay, we've put a lot of money into rebranding SmackDown. Let's really make it worth our while. So I'm excited.
They got the original heavyweight championship belt.
Yeah.
They were so good that they have their own tag team division now, women's division.
Yeah.
I think JBL is probably in his peak as a commentator right now.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying SmackDown.
Yeah.
The storyline, even if they're not wrestling 7-8 matches on Tuesday night, we're getting some great... Look, we were able to talk about all of this, and we're only 42 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah.
I think also part of SmackDown's brand is also talking smack. I mean, that
That's
show
true.
turns them into
That's
a
so
2.5,
good.
Yeah,
almost
it
3 hour
is.
show.
That's where they get to cement the
is.
storyline.
And I think
Yeah.
with Raw, it's just sometimes 3 hours just really is too much. You know, I struggle sometimes to watch the whole show.
That's
on
why
Monday
it's nice
nights.
that it's almost
Yeah.
like if you want to continue that storyline,
Yeah.
like you get to choose. It's your
Yeah.
choose your own adventure to
Yeah.
go to Talking Smack afterwards.
Yep.
If you want more of that.
And Triple H himself has said that 3 hour show every week is difficult. You know, I recall him saying he'd like to go back to 2 hours, but USA really wants that 3 hour show. So, I mean,
Otherwise, we'd have to watch the Chrisley show, Todd Chrisley, like
God, yeah.
an extra
Law
hour.
and Order or something.
NCIS, I think, is what they show before that.
I
Or
mean,
Modern
no,
Family.
Modern Family.
Once Psych left, they were done.
That was like 5-6 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Burn
good.
Notice?
Burn
I only
Notice,
watched
yeah.
like the
Before
first
that.
episode.
First season, yeah.
I guess we watch a lot of USA.
we at least know of what.
Well, isn't there like a robot show now? What's it called?
Senior
Is Mr.
Robots.
Robot?
Mr. Robot.
Mr.
Yeah, I hear
Robot.
it's good. I'll check it out later.
USA pay us.
Yeah.
iRobot give us some sponsors.
We have one match left. One pretty big match here.
I'm excited for it. It's
to
gonna
me,
be good.
honestly, this is a SummerSlam WrestleMania type match.
Yeah, they're putting. Oof.
Yeah.
So before we get into the details, we will go over tonight's No Mercy trivia question. Everybody out there in the Uverse that follows us, you should know the rules. Down in the comment box, put in a number based off of the question I'm going to ask. As long as it's posted before the pre-show starts, because I will make this part of the pre-show all the way through. Like I said, the last one was how many submissions. Vaughn won it. He gets this nice copy of Drax the Destroyer #1.
Number 1.
Written by CM Punk.
Shout out.
No Mercy brings it a little different. We've got a lot of storyline going in this last match. But the question is going to be, how many times do we hear, either through commentator, through mic work, through promo package 15 time?
16.
No, we're going to go 15. Oh, no, we'll say 16. Yeah, you're right. 16 time. Because it's a reference to the face that used to run the place. They can't. He doesn't have it now, right? He doesn't have the belt.
Mm-mm. And it's all about Ric Flair's 16 world championships. That's what Cena's trying to get to.
Just to tie it.
Yeah.
Just to tie it.
Not trying to exceed it. He was trying to get to that point. And what did he say? Be in the conversation when you mention who the best ever is.
He had an opportunity last year and lost that match at SummerSlam thanks to Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
I don't think Jon Stewart will be back for this one.
Let's hope not.
He was back for something else, and we weren't okay with that.
So we have your WWE Heavyweight Title Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Exactly.
The face that runs the place.
The former champion, Dean, leader of the Ambrose Asylum. The longest reigning U.S. title holder at 351 days. That's the only one they seem to show on his little cue card now.
Yeah.
Every time he's coming out these last couple of weeks, even when he was the champion. For what reason? And then you have John Cena, the 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15 times champion. Making that run for 16. That doesn't count for that. Make sure it is for No Mercy. John Cena has not actually held the heavyweight championship belt in over 2 years. Can you guys tell me who he lost that match to?
Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar.
That was SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. He
That
got demolished.
vicious beating, right? Yeah, that one-sided match.
What did they say?
How many suplexes?
14 or 17?
Was it 16?
16? It was a lot.
It was too many.
Was he
It was too many. I'm surprised he didn't
Yeah.
get a concussion.
That was a wild match. Like,
Yeah.
to me,
I loved
going
it.
back to watching that during the PJ era, I was surprised they would have a face like that, get a beatdown like that. If you haven't gone back and watched that match, I suggest going back, because I watched it recently for the first time. And that's not a side of WWE that I've seen very often.
SummerSlam 2014.
You
right?
have children. Put them in front of
got
that
children.
TV and show. Yeah, you've
got
got
kids.
I got
You got
kids.
kids. Show them that match. I love it.
From one of the biggest John Cena fans sitting here with us.
It's true.
What is your take?
I think that Cena is going to eventually get to 16 world championships. I don't see them taking the belt off AJ Styles this quickly. I think it's going to be a phenomenal match. You're going to see the best from Dean Ambrose, who I support as well. You're going to get a great match out of Cena and, of course, AJ Styles. It's going to be a slobber knocker, as Jim Ross likes to call them. And I think at the end of the day, we'll have AJ Styles coming out on top in a dirty way, perhaps. Might be some cheating going on there. You'll see. I think you'll see their finishers several times before you get a win.
Lots of false finishes.
Lots of false finishes. You'll see some dirty deeds.
We've already seen all of them
Yeah.
be used last night.
Yep. You'll see the Styles Clash or the phenomenal forearm.
We'll
You'll
see all of them.
an attitude adjustment, which I still want to call the FU.
Off
It
the
is.
top rope.
It is.
Oh yeah, we may see one off the top rope. You're right.
100%.
Yeah.
Mid rope.
We're trying to make this a 5-star match, right?
Yeah.
Off the top rope.
Yeah.
Call it.
And an STF from Cena as well. So
submission moves though in
John
three
Cena
and
Sunrise.
triple threats like are just not smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll do it.
Yeah.
Just
And
to
then, I think
just to get those giant veins in the forearms popping in. One of those.
He might even
faces.
do it early.
and you'll
Yeah,
see
early.
you'll see Styles do the what's it called, the calf
Crusher.
crusher.
He's been goofing it up lately. Like it's looking a little slobby.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
He's trying to do like moves into it, and that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose
Transitions.
isn't very good at that style.
He's lanky and he's got those jeans on, man.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of those jeans.
My wife Natalie even asked me last night. She's like, "He doesn't wrestle in those, does he?" I was like, "Yeah, it's his
Yeah,
whole
he
thing.
does,
Like
he
he
does.
wears a t-shirt and jeans, and then he fights. Like
100%, he totally wears that.
That's what he's wearing.
Tank
so.
and jeans type of guy. That's him.
They look like flexible jeans.
Yeah.
They
are.
probably have the U cup.
I'm sure they're
Right in the
specially
crotch
made.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Talking smack, Daniel Bryan, at the end of the show, addressed with AJ Styles the conversation of John Cena being in the match. I love John Cena for what he does for the business. But does he deserve to be in this match at all? What does he deserve to be in this match? He lost to AJ Styles.
From a storyline perspective, you're right.
He has
Yeah.
won no number one contender match for this.
He's getting this match based on his previous title record.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's Shane McMahon, apparently, is what we were told as the universe. Shane McMahon is the reason why Cena has this match, and Daniel Bryan wanted it to be just AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. So why could our general manager and the commissioner not agree on a single match? Anyone?
It's all for work.
It's all for work.
Because you're going to have Shane and Daniel fight for a little bit. Daniel can take some time off when his baby comes around. So you have this little segment. We have one in November, one in December. And then by that time, we're already ready for Baby Yes to pop on out of there. It's for work. 100%. They know what they say in Talking Smack, it's all scripted. You think Shane McMahon says he says he doesn't watch Raw? Of course because he already knows everything that's going to occur. Why would he need to watch it? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
told him.
My belief, and this may be a little far fetched, but you have Nikki Bella on the card, you have John Cena on the card. What show is debuting tonight on E?
Total.
So my thinking is that
On the E network.
on the E network, that they want to give them some promotion, and I think they'll probably talk about Total Bellas definitely during Nikki Bella's match, possibly even throw it in there for John Cena's match. So that could be why he's part of this match. They just want heavy promotion.
Your
Wanted to bring it up.
topic reminds me very softly of CM Punk. Because in that 427 days that he was the World Heavyweight title, he pipe bombed everybody. Why does John Cena keep getting these matches? SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, all for title matches. He lost every single one of them. So why? Why? John Cena will tell you it's because he is really good and he puts on a phenomenal performance. I tend to believe that is the case.
Exactly.
The last John Cena matches we've seen at pay-per-views have been really good.
Yeah.
Even before he got injured, where he had this U.S. title. Yes, he lost it to Alberto Del Rio a year ago, but if he hadn't, he probably potentially could have had that for a whole year.
He still puts on great matches. I can even think of the match with him and Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw last year when his nose was broken.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he
Continue.
still
Finish it.
he is a worker, and he can sell the crap out of merch as well. So that's why he is in the main event all the time.
What I do like is what Dean Ambrose said. He's like, oh, you think you could just fly off to award ceremonies and come back and wrestle? I'm here every day, busting and grinding. And that's true.
Yeah.
We've been to live matches where they weren't televised, where Dean Ambrose puts on amazing shows. Mm-hmm. The Corpus Christi match we went to earlier this year.
Main event, right?
He was main event
He's
for
probably
that.
main event most of the time if it's a
live event.
He is the live event main eventer.
Yeah.
People love him.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why we've got these three right now. Because all three of them are over. All three of them are pushing shirts.
They're hot.
And because we don't really have anybody who's in that set. There's no mid-tier for SmackDown right now. There's just really not. Because even the IC is up there.
right up
It's so up that to see Dolph go for it after already getting kicked out of the heavyweight championship is okay because the Miz has taken it here, and we're very close. Like if you had the Miz versus AJ Styles, oh my god, that match would be good. Two heels, who would be the heelish? Like who would be the bigger one? Yeah. I'm excited for this match. You've got a great storyline. Could it be 16? Maybe. Will it eventually be 16? Probably. But we've got 2 years where he hasn't had the belt. Mm-hmm. We've had Dean Ambrose, who had a very short-lived title reign. Mm-hmm. And we have AJ Styles, who's just starting his. So do we take away from all the momentum that AJ Styles has, give it back to Dean Ambrose? Or do we take all of that momentum and give it to John Cena? It might be nice to see Cena or Dean Ambrose chase it for a little bit. And who better than AJ Styles?
And it's just perfect timing for me for AJ Styles to hold this belt because look where TNA is right now. The company that he was the face of. He was the face that ran the place at that company. And it's getting ready to go under.
They neglected him, though.
And so I think it's kind of poetic that you've got AJ Styles as the face of the WWE right now. And you've got the promotion that he helped build from the ground up go under. So I think it's really poetic.
I'll give us our final take on this match.
The winner of the match is going to be AJ Styles. Talked about it potentially just one-on-one or maybe on an older podcast, but whenever Ryback left, he had a podcast where he talked about how Vince McMahon said, let's beat up this twerp, get him out of here as soon as possible, talking about AJ Styles. And whether or not that was true or not, Vince has realized that he sells merch, that he is actually phenomenal, puts on great matches, and he can put people over. And because of that, there's a reason why he's going to stay as the champion. And I do love that poetic justice of showcasing this guy deserved more than what he had in another place.
I will also take AJ Styles.
Oh, AJ Styles, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a new champ, and his name's AJ Styles.
Yeah,
he's staying.
This pay-per-view, like I said, we've got another one coming up in about 2 weeks. This is great. Like we're busier than we've ever been.
Yep. Easy to get to.
And we're coming to you. Shout out live from our iPhone 7 Plus, and then 6S boring over there. The last thing I forgot to mention is the prize that will be given away for the person that answers. How many times do they say 16 times throughout pre-show all the way to the end, including ring announcers, mic work, promo packages. The prize is going to be a Puppet Club t-shirt to put on your very own wrestling figure. Now this is hot off the press, coming to you live from the San Antonio Wrestling Shop in San Antonio. Thank you, Oscar, so much for this here. So I can't wait. I'm super excited. Puppet Club shirt. I should have bought one for myself to put on my Renee Young. I may go back and do it because this is some cool stuff.
I need
here.
to come see this place.
This place is great. No. I only had 15, 20 minutes, but I felt I could have been there for hours staring at it.
You got 3 more customers coming.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in San Antonio, head over to the Wonderland malls, of the Wonderland Mall of America.
Yeah.
I'll put the information in the description. I'm loving it already, just from
it's
the
great.
photos I've seen.
Yeah, formerly known as Crossroad Malls.
Crossroad Mall. All of us here at the Frog Splash Podcast, we thank you for your time. We're looking forward to hearing your comments. If you guys want us to answer anything, side segments, let us know. Put it in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like us. Share us everywhere you can. From everyone here at the Frog Splash Podcast, peace out for life.